Good evening and welcome back, Meatheads. Time for another New Year's Meathead Minute. Tonight we're going to talk about the concept of discipline versus motivation and how those two are different. But before we get into that, I want to give a little New Year's PSA to all of you out there who think it's funny to make fun of resolutioners or bitch about the fact that gyms are overcrowded this time of year. Just stop it. I'm not going to go into depth because enough people have beaten this dead horse, but just be the person that inspires somebody to make a change in their life versus somebody who intimidates them out of the gym and leads them down a road of self-destruction. So just don't be a dick, period. Anyways, going into the concept of discipline versus motivation is pretty important this time of year. So first we got to define these two terms. Motivation is something that's short-lived. It's that, video that you watch to get you pumped up before your workout. It's, the picture that you see of yourself that you don't like that motivates you to change. It's, seeing somebody else do something amazing and motivating yourself to change. Or, really anything that initiates a change. But that's all it does. It initiates. That's where discipline comes in. Discipline is a different thing. Discipline is all about keeping going when you don't have any motivation left. And that's what I kind of want to get into. Motivation is great. Motivation is what packs the gyms this time of year. But discipline is what keeps the gyms going the rest of the year. You'll see mid-February it start to tail off when people's motivation have faded, they've made a couple mistakes, and they fall off the wagon. And that's where discipline can really help you out. And this isn't to say that there's anything wrong with those people who've made mistakes or fallen off the wagon or don't keep going, but there are ways to prevent this from happening. One, it's all about creating habits. Habits lead to discipline. Now, if you are able to get into these habits for that first month, 2 months of the year, it's much easier to carry those forward, and the discipline is a lot easier when it's already part of your routine versus having to motivate yourself every single time to go to the gym. I'm not motivated a lot of the time I get in the gym, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I flat out do not want to get up at 4 a.m. or train when I get home from work because I'm tired, because I've had a rough day at work, whatever it may be. But knowing what my goal is of competing in strongman, etc., I'm able to have that discipline. Now, discipline does not mean you're perfect all the time. And that's probably the most important thing I'm going to say tonight. You are going to make mistakes. You are going to fall off the wagon. You are going to skip workouts. You're going to have meals that maybe aren't part of your diet. You're going to drink too much one night and be too hungover to make it to the gym next day. I've done all of those things. And you know what? It's discipline that gets you from that mistake back on track. No amount of motivation is going to bring you back on track after a mistake like that, because motivation is short term. Now, if you've got discipline and you've created these habits, one day falling off the wagon isn't a big deal. One workout is not going to make or break your body. One meal is not going to make or break your diet. And, one time not completing your workout isn't going to change anything. Almost cursed there, I'm trying to keep it a little clean. In any case, discipline is all about being consistent. Not perfect, but consistent. If you have the discipline to handle a mistake, motivation doesn't matter. If you have the discipline to jump back out there and keep fighting for what you want, even after you've made a mistake or fallen off the wagon for a day, a week, a month, a year, you don't need motivation. So that's why anybody who's trying to get started on something this time of year, set smart goals. You can look at the New Year's Post Meathead Minute from last year to talk about those. Motivation's great for now, but know that that's going to trail off, so develop these healthy habits and give yourself a break. You're a human being. You will make mistakes, but jumping back on the horse is what makes you disciplined, and that's what's going to make you achieve your goals, whether that's being a great athlete, being healthier, being able to run around with your kids better. It doesn't really matter. Any of those things will improve with discipline. Discipline equals progress, not perfection. So just remember that for next time you make a mistake and you're worried that you've ruined everything. All right, guys, anybody who has any comments about motivation, discipline, etc., please feel free to talk about it in the comments. This is a really important behavioral psychological topic that we could go into a lot more scientific depth on, but you guys probably don't want to hear that stuff. So I will talk to you soon, and Dr. Meathead out.